Solve multi-step problems using equations. How can you represent and solve multi-step problems using equations? That's our essential question. Let's unlock the problem. Chris Mari's computer has 3 memory cards with 64 gigabytes of space each and 2 memory cards with 16 gigabytes of space each. The files on her computer use 78 gigabytes of space. How much memory does her computer have left? Okay, let's go back and figure that out. We're going to underline important information. Actually, we are going to circle it. Because Mari's computer has 3 memory cards with 6 gigabytes of space each. So she's got 3 memory cards, and they all have 64 gigabytes each. And she also has 2 memory cards with 16 gigabytes of space each. The files on her computer use 78 gigabytes of space. How much memory does her computer have left? That tells me I'm going to have to subtract at some point. Okay, so we're going to use a multiple single step equation. This is one way to figure it out. First of all, we have to find out how much memory is on 3 memory cards with 64 gigabytes of each space. So N represents the total of memory on 3 cards. So we have 64, 64, 64. So we set up a little table here. We can multiply 3 times 64. Let's go ahead and do that. We can do it in 2 ways. I'm going to do it with regrouping. 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times 6 is 18, plus 1 is 19. So N equals 192. If you wanted to do it with partial products, you could do it this way. You set up your problem and you say 3 times 6 is 180, and 3 times 4 is 12, and then you'd have to add these up, and you see, you get the same answer. Okay, so the second step is to find out how much memory is on 2 memory cards with 16 gigabytes of each. So it's going to be 2 cards with 16 gigabytes. P equals the total memory on 2 cards with 16 gigabytes. There's no reason for P, it's just random. That's fine. So 2 times 16, I happen to know is 32, but let me show you again. 6 times 2 is 12, and I regroup. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. Or, using partial products, 2 times 10 is 20, 2 times 6 is 12. We add these up and we get 32. Either way, it's the same product. You can use whichever one works better for you. Bottom line is 32 equals P. Now, we have to find the total memory on the computer. We've got 198 from her 64 gigabyte cards and 32 from the 16 gigabyte cards. So we add these two together. 192 plus 32, got 4, 12, and 2. 224 equals A. A is the total memory on our computer. Again, no reason for A, it's just what it is. Now, we know from step 4 that the files use 78 gigabytes of space. Find out how much memory of the computer has left. So we know that it's already used 78. We found out that the total memory is 224. So we have to take away 78. Let's go ahead and do that. 224 minus 78. And we have to regroup. 14 minus 8 is 6. Oh, I have to regroup again. That's going to be a 1, and that's going to be a 10. That's going to be 3 and 1. So, in the end, guess Mary has 136 gigabytes of memory left on her computer. If you solve these problems step by step, think through, what do you already know? What do you need to find out? And how you're going to find out? You can do it.